जय कुंज बिहारी। जय गोपी जना, जय गोपी जन वल्लभा, जय गिरिवरधारी, जय गिरिवरधारी। जय यशोदानंदन, जय ब्रजजन रंजन, जय ब्रजजन रंजन। जय यशोदा नंदना, जय ब्रजजन रंजन, जय ब्रजजन रंजन। यमुना तीरा वनचारी, जय कुंज बिहारी। जय यमुना तीरा वनचारी, जय कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव, जय कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव, जय कुंज बिहारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभा, जय गिरिवरधारी, जय गिरिवरधारी। जय यशोदानंदन, जय ब्रजजन रंजन, जय ब्रजजन रंजन। जय यमुना तीरा वनचारी, जय कुंज बिहारी। जय यमुना तीरा वनचारी, जय कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव, जय कुंज बिहारी। जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे रामो 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जय जय जगन्नाथ 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 जगन्नाथ। जय जय बलदेव 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 बलदेव। जय जय सुभद्रा 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 जय जय सुभद्रा। जय श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा मैया की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तरक से श्रीमद् His Divine Grace Shila Bhai Charanaarvind Bhakti Vedanta Goswami Maharaj Shila Prabhupada की, ISKCON विभिन्न संस्थापक आचार्य शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तरक से श्रीमद् His Divine Grace श्रील भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर प्रभुपाद की, अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की, नामाचार्य शिल हरदास ठाकुर की। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद, श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड श्री गिरि गोवर्धन की। ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की, पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की। नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की, गंगा माई जमुना भाई की। भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की, कलयुग पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की। हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र की, श्रील प्रभुपाद ट्रांसेंडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Om Ajnanatimirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin iti namine. Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desha Tarine. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram 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 Hare Hare. Jai Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maiya ki. The story of Bhuvaneshwar and Lingaraj begins with the Kashi Naresh. He gets a desire that he conquers over Krishna and he worships Lord Shiva, and Lord Shiva gives him the benediction that he can actually fulfill this. So Kashiraj, he attacks with his entire army on Dwarka, and naturally in front of Lord Krishna's army and the Sudarshan Chakra, nothing can stand. So it was his most foolish conception that he can actually win. So the Sudarshan Chakra starts attacking the entire army, destroys the army, and then starts chasing Kashiraj. And comes all the way to Varanasi and beheads Kashiraj. And then the benediction is, whoever has given the benediction to Kashiraj, the Sudarshan will start chasing. So Sudarshan starts chasing Lord Shiva. So Lord Shiva starts running, just like Durvasa Muni ran when the Sudarshan Chakra was chasing. And then finally, when he comes to this particular place, at what is known as Ekamravan, there Lord Shiva falls at the feet of Lord Krishna, begs forgiveness. And Lord Krishna is very surprised that how come you even encouraged giving this kind of benediction. And then finally, Lord Shiva gives him a residence and says that very close to here is my Purushottam Kshetra, where I reside eternally. So you get the opportunity to be the Dham Sevak, the protector of the Dham. So Lord Shiva gets residence in the form of Lingaraj. So at that point, Lord Vishnu, while giving residence to Lord Shiva at Ekamravan, he describes the glories of Purushottam Kshetra. And he says that this Purushottam Kshetra Puri is so auspicious and so powerful that anyone who falls asleep in Puri, sleeping in Jagannath Puri, you get the benefits of Samadhi. Anybody who lays down while sleeping, he gets the benefit of offering dandavats. While walking, every step is equivalent to that of a parikrama. And anyone who speaks anything in Jagannath Puri, it is equivalent to the glorification of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. All the residents of Jagannath Puri have four-armed form, and my abode will be right next to your abode. Saying this, Lord Shiva is granted that beautiful place. And just like in Vrindavan, you have Gokul Mahavan, you have Nandagaon, you have all the places of Krishna's pastimes. But in Vrindavan, Lord Shiva is also present. In Mathura, he is present as Bhuteshwar Mahadev. In Nandagaon, he is present as Nandishwar. In Vrindavan as Gopeshwar Mahadev. And in Kamyavan he is present as Kameshwar Mahadev. So Lord Shiva is always present as the Dham Sevak, protector of the Dham. The Lord further described the glories of a beautiful lake there in Bhuvaneshwar, which is known as Bindu Sarovar. And he said that this Bindu Sarovar is a transcendental lake, and anyone who drinks the water from this lake becomes spiritually surcharged, and also it can resolve all kinds of stomach problems, as Prabhupada also mentions in his purport. And so, this is the route which Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took while entering Puri, and he came and also danced in front of Lingaraj ji when he was performing his pastimes. And then it is described that there is a place, as you are entering from Bhuvaneshwar to Jagannath Puri, there is a bridge with 18 pillars that is known as Atharanala. So from that you can actually witness the beautiful chakra of Jagannath and the Gopuram of the entire Jagannath temple. So that is the first darshan you get from there, from Atharanala. So when Lord Chaitanya's associates would come from Bengal, that was the place where Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would welcome all the devotees with garlands, offer every devotee a garland, and offer chandan to every devotee, and then welcome all the devotees from there. So when Lord Chaitanya first came in there, just before Nityanand Prabhu had taken Lord Chaitanya's danda, and Nityanand Prabhu broke that danda into 3, and the reason was he felt Lord Chaitanya, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and accepting symbols of sannyas is below his dignity. So Lord Nityanand Prabhu took law in his own hands, broke it into 3 and threw it, and that nadi where he threw it is the Dandabhanga Nadi. So then near Atharanala, Lord Chaitanya turned to Nityanand Prabhu and said, "Sometime back I had given you my danda. Can I have it back?" Nityanand Prabhu started looking here and there. Mahaprabhu said, "Where is my danda?" So Nityanand Prabhu said, "You know, you had given me that danda there, and then you started ecstatic kirtan, and then during the kirtan you fell on me. I was having the danda, so I fell on the danda, and indirectly you fell on the danda, so it got broke." He says, "Where is it now?" He says, "It was broken, so I threw it." So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became furious, and he said, "After sannyas, the only possession I had was a danda. That also you took it away. So you are so unpredictable, I will not allow you to come with me." So Lord Chaitanya became furious, and because of this danda issue, Lord Chaitanya decided to walk from Atharanala to Jagannath temple alone. The whole party had come till there. From there Lord Chaitanya said, "I am too upset with all of you." So he just walked all alone. And that's how he reached the Jagannath temple before the others. And that's when he fell unconscious. He was brought to Sarabhom Bhattacharya's house, and all of those episodes happened. So from Atharanala, when you see Lord Jagannath's flag, so it is described here that Dekha uduchi bana patita pavan namaliya rana asa asa boli pataki manaku daku achi para sangata ana. O Nila Chakra, the prayer is offered to the flag, Lord Jagannath's flag. Seeing the flag next to you, this is non-different from Lord Jagannath. That flag, which actually is right on top of that temple, that flag which is fluttering in the wind, constantly, that flag is known as Patita Pavan also, because anybody can have darshan of that flag and get mercy. So, this is a very important principle which Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu established, that Lord Jagannath is the personification of being Patita Pavan, the deliverer of the fallen. And therefore, especially in this age of Kali, Lord Jagannath's darshan is recommended for the most fallen. Like that. So there is a story of a fisherman called Raghu Behera. And he was a fisherman who was used to fishing. That was his profession. So he came in contact with some devotees. He started hearing the Gita and the Bhagavad. His satsang began. And you know what happens when satsang begins. Habits change, priorities change. So some transformation started happening. And as a result of his transformation, he started feeling less inclined towards fishing. So his wife got a little upset and said, "How we will survive? You have to go and do the fishing because it's part of your profession. Don't mix your profession with emotion." So he did not really want to do it, but he thought, let me give a last try. So he went and caught some fish. And as he caught that fish, and he held that fish started chanting the name of Narayan. So he got bewildered. He took the fish and placed it in a bowl of water, revived it. And suddenly he got inspired and he started saying, if the fish can chant the name of Narayan, my desire is to have darshan of Lord Narayan. And I will sit here and continuously chant till I get Lord Narayan's darshan. And Lord Narayan is present here in Jagannath Puri because he was in a village called Pippali. And he said, Daru Brahman in the form of Jagannath has to give me darshan here in the soonest possible time. I will sit here and die till he gives darshan. So he continued chanting. 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. So Lord Jagannath became nervous in Puri. And he thought, this guy has taken a vrata and he may leave his body any moment. I must do something. So Lord Jagannath, at that point, he immediately manifested. And he was chanting, and he came and he turned around, and Jagannath said, I have come because you have been chanting the name of Narayan. And he became overwhelmed with ecstasy, offered his obeisances, and said to the Lord, I am so grateful to you for accepting me. Lord Jagannath said, now that I have accepted you, you can give up your profession of fishing and you will still be maintained, don't worry. So he gave his blessings. And as a result of Lord Jagannath's blessings, he would just chant the holy names of Narayan and Krishna and Jagannath, and people would give him all kinds of items to survive. But one of the boys was very envious, and he attacked him with an iron rod. And as he attacked him, this Raghu Behera became very upset, and he said, I am chanting the names of Lord Jagannath and you are attacking me. May you be subjected to death. And within 3 days that boy died. So the boy's parents became very fearful. And they came to Raghu Behera and started saying, because of your curse our son has died. Please revive him, please revive him, please help him. And he said, what can I do? I cannot do anything. Giving life and taking away life is Lord Jagannath's purview. So if he wants, he can come back. If he doesn't want, what I can do? I cannot do anything. So the parents started praying to Lord Jagannath, and Raghu Behera was right there next to that dead body. And within moments, that boy came back to consciousness. And he got revived by Lord Jagannath's grace. And when this happened, the news spread in all directions. And Raghu Behera got the position of a saint. That he's a person who needs to be respected. And nobody can afford to disrespect him. And when this happened, it was at this time that Raghu Behera decided that I will also offer some bhoga for the Lord. So Raghu Behera took some items and he was offering bhoga from outside in his village in Pipli. And Lord Jagannath became so inspired that he left the altar there and he was honoring his bhoga. So all the pujaris in Jagannath Puri, when they were trying to offer to Lord Jagannath, there is a system that you place a drop of water, and in that drop of water Lord Jagannath's reflection must come. Only when that reflection comes during bhoga offering, it is guaranteed that Lord has accepted that bhoga. If the reflection doesn't manifest, it means Lord has not accepted. So therefore, somehow the Lord's reflection was not coming. So the king became very alarmed. And then finally they tried to do the research, what has actually happened. And they found that Raghu Behera has been offering to Lord Jagannath. And Lord Jagannath has been going there to receive this bhoga offering. And the king came and he said, we are so grateful that you are such a pure devotee of Lord that Lord is preferring to have your bhoga. And he said, why do you sit there in Pipli? I'll give you a place right here in Puri. Stay here, do your bhajan, so that Lord doesn't keep going and we don't face problem in our administration. So they gave a place right there in Jagannath Puri for Raghu Behera to stay. So therefore, Lord Jagannath is famous as one who is Patita Pavan, who is the savior of the fallen and gives the opportunity for anyone to be transformed irrespective of whatever may be their background. So therefore, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, through various devotees, made this principle very strong. Sannyasi pandita goner korite garvanash, necha shudra dwara kore dharmera prakash. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also made this principle very clear. Your social position, your educational qualifications, your material assets don't matter as much as what is your bhakti adhikar. Your bhakti adhikar is most important. And therefore, whatever may be the social domain you may be, you may have been ostracized by society also. But if you have got the bhakti adhikar, you are eligible for receiving the Lord's grace. Amanistarite tomar iha agaman parama dayalu tumi patita pavan. So Ramananda Rai glorifies Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as Patita Pavan. You are the deliverer of the fallen. So the question is asked, what is the meaning of Patita Pavan? Vedanishta madhye ardhe ka veda mukhe mane, veda nishiddha papa kore dharma nahi gune. What is the meaning of Patita Pavan? Who is Patita? Patita means one who knows what is to be done, what is not to be done, still is unable to follow. They know, but they do not follow because they give some justification for not following. So therefore they rationalize. And what is the definition of rationalization? Rationalization is use of intelligence in the service of false ego. Use of intelligence in the service of false ego. That is the meaning of rationalization. So therefore, one who knows but still gives various excuses and does not follow, thinking that he can get away with it, that is Patita. I was doing a program. I was doing a kirtan, and right in front of me somebody was sitting, and that person was not clapping only. And I was encouraging, "Arey, clap Baba, clap. All the sins will fly away like birds and this and that." But still, it was like very mild. Program was over, prasad was over. After prasadam, I saw he was standing in one corner, tobacco in his hand, and he was clapping loudly. Suddenly, big clap. And I got very irritated. I came to him and said, "अरे कीर्तन में तो आपका हाथ नहीं चल रहा था, तंबाकू आया तो अब ताली बज रहा है." I said, "अरे प्रभु, ये तंबाकू नहीं है. This is not tobacco." I said, "ये क्या है? तंबाकू नहीं तो क्या है?" बोले, "ये संजीवनी बूटी है." I said, "Who told you this is Sanjeevani booty?" This is my grandfather. He was teaching me Ramayana in childhood. He used to eat in between while telling me Ramayana. So I asked him, "दादाजी क्या है ये?" बोले, "वो हनुमान जी लेके आए ना, और इसको सूंघ के लक्ष्मण को झटका लगा." So this is the problem with India, that you have certain things to do, but there is also a lot of justification behind that. महंत स्वभाव एही तौरेते पमर, निज कार्य नहीं तबु जाता घर. And he says this is the quality of Mahanta, or those who are Mahatmas who travel and spread Krishna consciousness. Nijakarya nahutab jatara ghar. They go for transforming the habits, elevating the consciousness, and bringing in transformation in bhakti by helping you remain situated in the right position. So the important thing is, by coming in Bhakti Sangha, what has changed? Our position has changed. We are placed by the Vaishnavas at the lotus feet of the Acharyas. And because we are placed at the lotus feet of the Acharyas and we touch that feet, the dust of that feet energizes us. Through that the potency is coming. And that's what Kaviraj Goswami says. Murkha nicha kshudra muye vishaya lalas, Vaishnavagya bole kore etika sahas. I am murkha, I am foolish, nicha, fallen, kshudra, insignificant, vishaya lalas, I have great, attachment for sense gratification. So then how you are writing this Chaitanya Charitamrita, from where you are getting all the power? Vaishnavagya bale, on the strength of the instruction of the Vaishnavas. Vaishnavagya bole kore etika sahas. The power and the strength comes from the Vaishnava Sangha. I am situated there as the servant. That position as a servant empowers me. Shri Rupa Raghunatha Charanera Eibam Jar Smrite Siddha Hoye Banchita Sakal. And simply by remembering the lotus feet of Rup and Raghunath, Jar Smrite Siddha Hoye Vanchita Sakal. All desires can get fulfilled by remembering those lotus feet. So therefore, that is what the association does. Positions us at the lotus feet of the devotees. So one time, Lord Vishnu was having a conversation with Lord Shiva. During the conversation, Lord Vishnu was sitting on Garuda. Lord Shiva was standing. The snake around Lord Shiva's neck looked at Garuda and started hissing, pointing towards Garuda. Fish, fish. It was jumping like that. So Garuda looked at the snake and he was wondering why he is becoming hyperactive. But the snake was again and again, and it was enjoying. So Garuda looked at the snake and he said, don't think you are getting your power on your own. You are getting the guts to challenge me not because of your strength, but because you are wrapped around Lord Shiva's neck. Because of that position of being situated on Lord Shiva's neck, from there you are getting that power and you are doing fish, fish. If you come down from there, just see what I do, fish. In one moment, you will be finished. So therefore, many times, after practicing Krishna consciousness and trying to follow regulative principles, which itself is like a Himalayan task in Kali Yuga, a devotee may start thinking, how powerful I am. I am chanting 16 rounds, following 4 principles and doing this and doing this and doing that. And one may also develop that impudence like that snake on Shiva's neck. But we should never forget, whatever we are able to do is because of being connected in the parampara and getting the name tag Das. It is because of that. So we should never forget that. And therefore, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu reversed, the qualification and disqualification socially in his pastimes. Sannyasi Pandita Ganer Korite Garvanash. He destroyed the pride of Sannyasi Pandits. Neech Shudra Dwara Koren Dharmera Prakash. So Lord Chaitanya specifically sought people from the lower strata who are socially excluded, brought them in and empowered them. Haridasa Dwara Nama Mahatmya Prakash Sanatana Dwara Bhakti Siddhanta Vilas. So through Haridas Thakur he made him the Namacharya. So when Haridas Thakur, when Mahaprabhu came in to Jagannath, when all the devotees from Bengal came, Mahaprabhu was embracing everybody. He says, where is Haridas? And they said, he is at a distance offering obeisances in the sand. Lord Chaitanya said, why is he at such a distance? And Haridas says, my dear Lord, you can't touch me. Because if you touch me, you will become contaminated. He's chanting 192 rounds. And he is saying, I can't even come in front of the Lord. And I am right there. Just imagine, if we chant 17, 18 rounds, we feel super empowered. That I am something. Kitna mala ke 18. Though extra. 24 means, it has to go on the Facebook status. So 192 rounds he is chanting. And he is not even wanting to come in front of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I was in a Yatra many years ago, and it was at night, 10 o'clock, we were about to sleep. We had an ecstatic Dham Parikrama and nice lectures, prasad, everything was great. At night this devotee was on the next bed and he was sitting there with the beads in his hand and looking at the pillow very angrily. I said, "Arey Baba, we had a great day today. इतना गुस्से में क्यों लग रहा है?" बोले, रात को 10 बज गया, 6 माला बाकी है. Night 10 o'clock, 6 rounds remaining. I said, "That's okay, but who are you angry at?" He says, "I am thinking, मुझे ISKCON में कौन लेके आया?" Who brought me? I said, "But why are you angry on him? See, now I am forced to chant and everything, So previously this was never a tension in my life." So Prabhupada said, chant Hare Krishna and not be miserable. So therefore, Lord Jagannath, he has come specifically in this age of Kali to keep pace with the Kali Yuga. So Kali Yuga is a yuga of late nights. In the morning people are like having no energy. From 8:30, 9 o'clock onwards, they start getting into mood. They feel, they can now conquer the universe. That's how Kali Yuga is. So Lord Jagannath also says, okay, you can't come for morning darshan. I will reserve my best darshan for the night. So Lord Jagannath's most opulent darshan happens after 10 p.m. every night. It is called Bada Shringar Vesh. How many of you have had darshan of Bada Shringar Vesh? It happens at night. And all the best ornaments are reserved for that. What in our temples morning 7:30, 8 o'clock darshan, that happens at night. Bada Shringar Vesh. Because people in Kali Yuga will say, morning I can't come. Night you can come? Night I can come. But at least come. Don't give excuse. That is your party time. No, come. I am available. Have party with me. So Jagannath ji is most merciful. So, some devotees told Prabhupada, there is a nice nightclub here which opens at 9 o'clock. They go on having their party till morning 5 o'clock. I think we should go there for book distribution. It's a very good opportunity. Lot of scope for book distribution. Prabhupada said, yes, you can go. Make sure you come back also. Don't just go. So therefore Lord Jagannath is Patita Pavan. And so the Naradiya Puran describes 10 types of bhakti. So what are the 10 types of bhakti? Because we should know that everything is very scientific. So the process of bhakti is also very scientific. The first is Adhama Tamasi Bhakti, which is Tamasi Bhakti but which is Adhama. What does that mean? Where the person is practicing bhakti, it's in mode of ignorance, but one wants to revengefully destroy someone else, which has rogue-like tendencies. It is Adhama Tamasi Bhakti. Second is Madhyama Tamasi Bhakti, where there is tendency for being deceitful. Then there is Uttama Tamasi Bhakti. This is not Uttam Bhakti. Don't miss a very important word in the middle. That is Tamasi. Uttama Tamasi Bhakti, which is feeling of competitive enviousness. Okay, so there is a place for everything within bhakti. Don't say, "Arey, I am practicing bhakti." So bhakti is a general word, but there are different flavors. Okay, and typically when we hear these things, we start thinking of other people. He is here. Whereas the idea of hearing is we should be thinking about ourselves. At what point of time I go through these kind of tendencies? This is for our self-reflection. When there is a feeling of competitive enviousness. So some people very naively say, "Arey, we come to temple, we come to Krishna consciousness, we don't expect this kind of behavior." Arey, no Baba, you are in a hospital. Once you come to the hospital, you go through stages of treatment. The good news is you are already admitted. So you have to allow that transformation to happen. So one should not, respond thinking that how can this happen in this devotional environment or this or that. No. One is going through that process of transformation. Feeling of competitive enviousness, like that. So one disciple of Srila Prabhupada was collecting a lot of funds from Southeast Asia. And, he was one of the main people responsible for the funds given to Krishna Balram temple, Vrindavan. But somewhere he started thinking, I am doing something more than others. And Prabhupada could detect that. In the middle of the night, Prabhupada sent his servant to wake him up. He had come to Vrindavan. So he came and woke him up and said, "Prabhupada is calling." He got up and he looked at the time. He said, 1 o'clock at night. Said, "Why is Prabhupada calling at 1 o'clock? He came and offered obeisances to Prabhupada. "Prabhupada, you called me?" Prabhupada said, "Yes." "Prabhupada, what can I do?" He said, "What were you doing?" He said, "Prabhupada, I was sleeping." Prabhupada said, "Why were you sleeping?" He says, "Prabhupada, it is 1 o'clock at night." "Prabhupada, it is 1 o'clock for me also. I am not sleeping. I am writing. Why are you sleeping?" He said, "Prabhupada, you are a Paramahamsa." Prabhupada said, "Why are you not a Paramahamsa?" So he got bewildered. He realized something is wrong. He said, "Prabhupada, what should I do?" So Prabhupada said, "Go back to sleep." So while going, he started thinking, where did I go wrong? And then he realized, okay, maybe I am thinking within my heart, these other devotees are useless. I am the only one who is doing something. I am the chosen one. So the false ego can do all kinds of tricks and place us in these kind of situations. So that is Uttama Tamasi Bhakti. Feeling of competitive enviousness. Then comes 3 categories of Rajasi Bhakti. Out of that comes Adhama Rajasi Bhakti. What is that? Praying for money and material resources from Krishna. Coming to the association of devotees and still having those desires. Then comes Madhyama Rajasi Bhakti. So when Prabhupada came back after preaching in America to Calcutta, this was in the early 70s, maybe 71. One big businessman waited for all the devotees to go. And after they left, he came in front of Prabhupada and sat. And Prabhupada said, "Yes." And he said, he looked around and made sure nobody was there. And then he asked Prabhupada, "Swami ji, aapne ye sab kaise kiya? How did you do this?" Because he was bewildered by the growth of ISKCON and how Prabhupada had established so many centers across the world. So he thought there must be some deep business strategy. "Swami ji, aapne kaise kiya?" Prabhupada said, "Hum New York mein gaye, करताल लिया, कीर्तन किया, सब हो गया." He said, नहीं वो तो ठीक है स्वामी जी, but कैसे किया? How did you do? Prabhupada again repeated the same thing. he just couldn't get it. He couldn't accept it. That just by this, so much could happen. Prabhupada was sitting on the terrace of Juhu, and suddenly Brij Ratan Mohta entered. And Prabhupada turned to Brij Ratan Mohta and turned to everybody and said, "This is Mohta Sahab, big businessman." Because he was a relative of Birlas. So Mohta ji turned to Prabhupada and said, "Prabhupada, you went to America with 40 rupees and now you have property all over the world worth 40 crore rupees. You are the real businessman." Prabhupada said, "Then why don't you join my business?" He said, "Not now, but I can support from outside." So therefore, someone comes thinking that, I can get my material resources fulfilled here. So that is Adhama Rajasi. Then comes Madhyama Rajasi Bhakti. What is Madhyama Rajasi Bhakti? Desiring material fame. I will become famous. So to desire fame in Krishna consciousness is Madhyama Rajasi. Then Uttama Rajasi Bhakti is to desire Salokya Mukti, to get the same planet as Krishna. Then comes Adhama Satviki, is to desire freedom from sin. And then Madhyama Satviki, where one says, I will perform this seva. Why? Because I have heard that such and such seva is dear to Lord Krishna. But they do not apply their intellect or realization to that. Just follow through sentimentally. And then Uttama Satviki Bhakti is mood of a servant with intelligence equipped with scriptural rules and revelations. So one has the mood of a servant intelligence, Sevak Buddhi, that I want to serve and please the Lord. So these are the 9 types of bhakti, but beyond these 9 is the 10th, and that is known as Uttamottama Bhakti, where one knows thoroughly the glories of Lord Hari, and he understands that seva to Hari is through spontaneous bhakti. Hari is satisfied when one engages in spontaneous devotional service with no desire. Anyabhilashita shunyam. So therefore Srila Prabhupada writes a letter to Hanuman Prasad Poddar, and he said, my Guru Maharaj Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur's standard for Kali Yuga worship, for helping the purification through various gradations. We began from Adhama Tamasi Bhakti to Uttamottama Bhakti. So for that process, he said, Saraswati Thakur recommended first worship of Lord Jagannath as the most conducive. Then the worship of Gaur Nitai. Then only one who is highly purified is considered qualified and eligible for worshipping Radha and Krishna. And then Saraswati Thakur said, why Lord Jagannath? Because he is merciful even to the Mlechas and Yavanas. Like that. So therefore Purushottam Kshetra is Vipralamba Kshetra. Vipralamba means where Krishna as Jagannath is crying for Radharani, and Krishna as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is crying for Krishna. So Krishna as Jagannath is crying for Radharani, and Krishna as Lord Chaitanya is crying for Krishna. So Braj Bhumi is the place where Radha and Krishna pastimes are most intimately held. So that's the idea of, what Jagannath ji represents. And so in the pastime of Lord Jagannath's appearance, we find that Lord Jagannath ji actually manifests when there is a pastime of a relationship between Krishna and the gopis in Brajbhumi Vrindavan. Anyera hridayaman mora mana Vrindavan mane vane eka kori jani. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying that for me my mind is non-different from Vrindavan. So when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was dancing in front of Jagannath ji in Rath Yatra, during that time he revealed the intricacies of what is Lord Jagannath and why and how Lord Jagannath appeared. So if you know that Krishna left Vrindavan, Akrura came and Akrura took Krishna away. Evam bruvana virahatura bhrisham brajastriya Krishna bishakta manasam visrijya lajja rurudusma susvaram govinda damodara madhaveti. And all the gopis are crying in separation from Krishna. And as they are crying and crying, Krishna leaves Vrindavan. And after leaving Vrindavan, Krishna doesn't come back. But Krishna is experiencing constant separation from the Brajavasis. So even in Dwarka, Krishna in the middle of the night would be crying out the names of the gopis. So all the queens of Dwarka were wondering, if Krishna is so attached to the gopis, what must have been their relationship for that period of 11 years? And so one day they, overwhelmed with great ecstasy, they approach Rohini Devi and request Rohini Devi to share details about Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan. In fact, Krishna was missing Vrindavan so much that he instructed Vishwakarma and Brahmaji to recreate Vrindavan in the palace of Dwarka. So in the outskirts of the palace of Dwarka, in the palace grounds of Dwarka, the first prototype of Vrindavan was created outside Vrindavan. Jai Shishi Radhanil Madhav Bhagwan ki. So therefore, Vrindavan is of 5 types. How many types? 5 types. First is Goloka Vrindavan, Krishna in the spiritual world. Second is Vrindavan when Krishna is performing pastimes during the 129 years he was on the planet. So Braj Bhumi had its complete spiritual potency. All the members in Vrindavan had their spiritual bodies. So Vrindavan was spiritual world personified, which could be experienced by anybody. So that is known as Bhauma Vrindavan. So Goloka Vrindavan, Bhauma Vrindavan. Third, as soon as Krishna ended his pastimes, Krishna covered that Vrindavan with his Yogamaya potency, and only those who have the spiritual potency can now access Vrindavan, the Vrindavan of today. As I say, password protected Vrindavan. That you can't just go in and see Vrindavan. Now you'll go, you'll see so many buildings, real estate, all kinds of other land mafia and so many other things. And it is not easy to go deep unless you have the grace of the Lord. So that is known as Drishyamana Vrindavan. Vrindavan whose access, the right to access to that Vrindavan is reserved by Lord. Fourth is the Vrindavan experienced in the heart of the devotees. Prema. Fifth is Vrindavan which is recreated on the instruction of Krishna and his devotees. It's a replica of Vrindavan outside of Vrindavan in any place. Just like within marble, the deity's presence is invoked. So this is called deity installation. So India has currently 2 million temples of all different categories. But in the last 5,000 years, only 10 Vrindavans have been recreated. So that is known as installation of Dham. So just like deities can be installed, Dham can also be installed. The presence of the Dham can be invoked. So which are these 10 Vrindavans? The first of the 10 is Krishna personally recreating in Dwarka. And this is described where? 2 chapters of Brihat Bhagavatamrita. And in those 2 chapters, the detailed description of how this Vrindavan was recreated, and this Vrindavan is known as Gupta Vrindavan. It is also called in those 2 chapters as Nava Vrindavan. So Nava Vrindavan is a terminology used in Brihat Bhagavatamrita. And the description of dioramas are there, where Krishna is speaking to the dioramas of Mother Yashoda and others. All the details are there. The second replica of Gupta Vrindavan was made by Rup and Sanatan in Ramkeli. Some of you may have visited in Yatra, Ramkeli. Third, Srinivas Acharya recreated Vrindavan for Madan Mohan Ji in a place which is known as Ban Vishnupur, near modern day Plasi in Bengal. Fourth, Rasikananda recreated Vrindavan near Balasore in modern day Remuna. Fifth, Jai Singh of Rajasthan, he recreated Vrindavan on the outskirts of Jaipur. It is known as Kanaka Vrindavan. Kanak was the sister of Jai Singh Maharaj. Sixth, in Almora, Uttar Vrindavan was recreated. Seventh, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur recreated Vrindavan in Sri Chaitanya Math in Mayapur, where there is Radha Kund, Shyam Kund, Saraswati Thakur and Gaur Kishordas Babaji Maharaj. Samadhi is also there. You must have seen. The 8th Vrindavan was recreated by Srila Prabhupada in West Virginia in USA. It is called, in Sanskrit it is Nava Vrindavan. So Nava Vrindavan translated into English becomes New Vrindavan. And so after that, the 9th was created by Shivaram Maharaj in Hungary. Navabraj. You know, I heard many of you have acquired the book Navabraj Mahima. So what I am speaking is from that book only, because I know the book is sitting in your house. So this may inspire you to open it. And the 10th Vrindavan is what we created at the Radhanath Swami instructed to create at the Govardhan Eco Village. So these are the 10 Vrindavans which have been created. Okay. So the purpose of creating Vrindavan in Dwarka by Brahma and Vishwakarma on the instruction of Krishna was to mitigate Krishna's feeling of separation from gopis of Vrindavan. But still it would come out in the night. So the queens of Dwarka were very puzzled, and so they requested Rohini to speak about that. So Rohini Devi sat and she started explaining all Krishna's pastimes in Vrindavan. As the description was going on, at that time Krishna and Balram came from the Sudharma assembly hall in Dwarka and were about to enter into the palace. Subhadra was standing there guarding, and she stopped and said there is, Vrindavan Leela going on inside. And they were always afraid that Krishna should not hear too much. Otherwise he'll run away to Vrindavan only. So therefore, when Krishna and Balram stood there, Subhadra opened the door a little bit and they could hear those pastimes. By hearing the pastimes of Vrindavan and the Brajavasis' love, Krishna's and Balram's entire body started manifesting symptoms of ecstasy. And Krishna's eyes started expanding. His hands and legs went inside. And those forms, by seeing that, Subhadra also transformed. So these three forms of Krishna, Balaram and Subhadra, which transformed by hearing the love of the Brajavasis, is what is the original form of Jagannath, Baladev and Subhadra. So these forms, as soon as we look at the form of Jagannath Ji, it reminds us of the transformative power of love. That what is the influence pure unalloyed love of Brajvasis has on Krishna. So therefore, as Rupa Goswami says, Anyabhilashita Shunyam. Any kind of devotional service unmixed with any kind of material desire has such a powerful influence that Krishna gets permanently transformed into the form of Jagannath. So that form of Jagannath should remind us of the glory, of the power, of the love of Brajvasis. And then Krishna and Balram and all the other Dwarkavasis, they went for a solar eclipse in Kurukshetra. And that is where the Brajavasis also came. And when the Brajavasis met Krishna, Balram and others, as soon as they looked at Krishna in the big chariot, wearing helmet with weapons, elephants all around, horses all around, so the Brajavasis were simultaneously blissful because they were seeing Krishna after such a long time, but also disappointed because this was not the mood in which they could reciprocate feelings of love. So it was a simultaneous experience of pleasure and disappointment. And this experience which they had at Kurukshetra was the beginning of their effort to place Krishna in a chariot and bring him to Vrindavan in the mood in which they can reciprocate. So, when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is actually in front of Jagannath Ji, these are the verses which he is quoting right in front of Lord Jagannath as he is describing the feelings of Srimati Radharani. When Srimati Radharani looks at Krishna in that form as Dwarkadhish, she is happy that I am meeting Krishna after 100 years, but in what form? As Dwarkadhish. So she says, Abhasheshe Radha Krishna Kore Nivedan, Sei Tumi Sei Ami Sei Navasangam. Then I am seeing you after a long time. You are the same Krishna. I am the same Radha. Tathapi amar mone hore Vrindavan, Vrindavan uday karao apana charan. So Radharani is praying that although I am meeting you here in Kurukshetra, still my mind is being attracted by Vrindavan. Please bring your lotus feet to Vrindavan. So Krishna says, what is the problem? We can have a great conversation here. There is no problem here. Kurukshetra is also a holy place. So she says, Ihalokaranya Hati Ghodarata Dhvani Taha pushparanya bhringa pikanada shuni. Come on, Krishna. The ambience here is filled with the cries and the shouts of the elephants and the horses. There you have the sweet sound of the bumblebees, of the parrots and the peacocks. This place is filled with a mood of violence. That place is filled with a mood for loving dealings. Right? So you can't just have, a birthday party in a police station. The ambience is not right. So the ambience makes a lot of difference. Iha rajabesha sange sab kshatriyagan taha gopa besha sange murali vadan. So she says, here everybody is wearing the dress of Kshatriya Raja with arms, armor, not conducive for loving exchange. Taha gopa vesha sange murali vadan. I want you in your dress as a gopa, as a cowherd boy. And I don't want you to be carrying these swords and bows and arrows in your hand. I simply want murali in your hand. And so she says, Braje tomar sange shai sukha aswadan sei sukha samudrer iha nahi ek kan. In Braj there is an ocean of bliss. Here even one drop of that bliss is not there. So therefore, dear Krishna, none of us are interested in any of your energies. We are not interested in what you can do for us. We are not interested in what benefits you can give us. We are interested in you. Because, as you know, Duryodhana got excited by the same armies. When Duryodhana and Arjuna went, and Krishna offered, what do you want? Arjuna said, I want you. Duryodhana said, well, since Arjuna has already taken you, I will take the armies. But inside, Duryodhana was very ecstatic that he is getting the armies. So therefore, materialistic consciousness means having faith in Krishna's energies. Spiritual means having faith in Krishna. So both materialist and spiritualist are investing in Krishna. Materialist is one who is investing in Krishna's energies. A spiritually advanced consciousness means deciding to invest only in Krishna, having full faith that will take care of everything. So therefore, here that conversation between Radharani and the gopis and Krishna in Vrindavan is very revealing, because it shows what should be our priorities. So prioritizing Krishna's energies is Maya, and prioritizing Krishna is Bhakti. Prabhupada was on a morning walk in Venice Beach, and then he looked at the ocean, and the devotee said, Srila Prabhupada, the ocean looks so beautiful. Prabhupada said, yes, from a distance. If you go near, the ocean will trap you. And then Prabhupada said, Maya is also like that. Looks attractive from a distance. You go near, Maya will trap you. So we were in a Yatra in Jagannath Puri in the 90s. And the ocean in Jagannath Puri is very stormy. And Radhanath Maharaj was swimming deep into the ocean, and for a long time he was not coming out. We became worried. So the servant went swimming to him. Maharaj, you are not coming out. Maharaj said, my gamcha is gone. How will I come? Devotees are standing there with, camera in their hand and everything. So then we sent another gamcha. He came out and he said, When I entered the ocean, I went as a Gaudiya sannyasi, I would have come out as a Naga Baba. And he told Yatra management, make announcement, nobody should enter. Today the ocean is very rough. So we made announcement, don't go inside today, the waves are very strong, high tide is coming before time. So everybody came out, but one devotee, right in front of my eyes, started entering. I said, where are you going? He said, ocean. We are close friends. I grew up, in a place next to the ocean, so I can handle it. That is the beginning of how Maya traps. My area of expertise. I am expert in this. So he entered and he went deeper and deeper. Suddenly the ocean started pulling him. He realized his expertise is not helping. He got desperate. He raised his hands, asking for help. Devotees thought, Hari Bol. He's saying Hari Bol. And then someone said, hey, looks like he's drowning. So the Nalia, lifeguard went inside, caught hold of him, brought him out, took out the water from his stomach. I was standing there and I said, give him some bakshish, Baba. So he took out 150 rupees and gave. I said, he has saved your life, 500 rupees to do. He said, no, Radheshyam Prabhu in his book has written, body cost only 150 rupees. DYS. So then I asked him, repeated announcements you were hearing, still you entered, why? He said, I was so overconfident that I am so expert in swimming, nothing can happen in this. And the statistics reveal that amongst those who drown in water bodies while swimming, it is usually the expert swimmers who drown. And those who don't know swimming hardly ever drown because they do not enter the water only. Because minimum qualification for drowning is entering. So in front of such a terrific ocean waves, I have also seen devotees just come and when the wave hits their feet, they are happy. They take 3 drops and he says, Arey come, no, you enjoy. So that is where Maya traps us. That in this area, I am so confident, I cannot imagine I will get trapped here. So therefore, what Srimati Radharani and the gopis are sharing with Krishna in Kurukshetra is very important. They are saying, we are not interested in any of your energies which are on full display in Kurukshetra. We are only interested in you. So therefore we want to pull you with that mood. So Rath Yatra is expression of our commitment to actually pull the essence of Krishna consciousness. That I am only interested in Krishna, not in any of Krishna's energies. I am not taking to a devotional practice, aspiring for anything else. Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitam va jagadisha kamaye, mama janmani janmanishware, bhavatad bhaktir ohaitu tvai. So we are expressing to Krishna, please come with us. So from Nilachal to Sundarachal, from Jagannath temple to Gundicha temple, that entire route is nothing but an expression of our feelings, of how we are interested in serving Krishna in Vrindavan for his pleasure. We are not interested in Krishna as Dwarkadhish, but we are interested in Krishna as Nandanandan, Sham Sundar, who is dependent on the devotees. Aho bhagyam nanda gopa brajaukasam yanamitram paramanandam purna brahma sanatanam. Brajavasis are in a mood of intimacy, love. Krishna is dependent on the Brajavasis. Normal people go to God and say, God, please feed me. But Braj means Krishna is telling, feed me, nourish me. And that's what Yashodama is doing. Right? And therefore Brahmaji is saying, Tadastu me natha sabhuri bhaga bhavetravanyatra tumatirascham yenahamekopi bhavat jananam bhutva nishave tava pada pallavam. My dear Lord, I am fed up of my position as Brahma, being the controller of this universe. Tadastu me natha sabhuri. I have witnessed in front of my eyes the glory of these Brajavasis. Bhuri bhaga, they are so fortunate. Bhavetravanyatra tuvatirascham. So I pray to you in this life or in the next life, or even if I am born as animals, yenahamiko bhavat jananam. May I be born as a family member of the Brajavasis. Bhutva nisheve tava pada pallavam, where I can serve your lotus feet. And that's the mood of Srimati Radharani and the gopis. And so, in the mood of Srimati Radharani, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he continues praying to Lord Jagannath. Govardhana Vrindavan Govardhan Yamuna Pulina Ban Sei Kunjera Sadika Leela Sei Braja Brajajan Mata Pita Bandhugan Bada Chitra Ke Mune Pasarila. Radharani is saying, Krishna, you left Vrindavan so many decades ago, saying, I will return back. You forgot Vrindavan. You forgot Govardhan. You forgot Yamuna. You forgot the forests. You forgot the places where we performed Rasalila. Sai Brajar Brajajan. You could have forgotten all that. How could you forget the Brajavasis? You could forget the Brajavasis, Mata, Pita. How could you forget Yashodama and Nanda Maharaj? Bada Chitra. It is very, very astonishing. Kemane, Pasarila. And you forgot such intimate associates. And then Radharani thinks, oh, I am criticizing Krishna. Criticizing Krishna as being ungrateful. Oh, that's a huge accusation. So then she says in the next verse, Vidagdha mridu satgun sushila snigdha karun tumi tomar nahi dosha bhas tabe ye tomar man nahi smare brajajan se amar durdaiva bilas. She says, I'm sorry that I may sound as being criticizing you, but actually let me analyze how this happened. Shastra says, Shastra, which is the highest authority, says Krishna is Vidagdha, very expert, Mridu, mild, Sadgun, full of good qualities, Sushila, well behaved, Snigdha, soft hearted, Karuna, compassionate. This is the Shastric verdict. If you oppose Shastric verdict, you are demoniac. So no, Shastra has to be right. So therefore, to me, you are all these things, Tomar nahi doshaba, so you cannot be at fault. I'm sorry. I said, why you forgot? No. You cannot. How can you be at fault? Shastra says you are all these things. So then, why Krishna did not come for so many years? Why Krishna did not remember? Tabaye tomaraman nahi smare brajajan. Still, for those 100 years, your mind did not think of Brajavasis. You didn't remember us. What is the cause? Say amara durdaiva bilas. It is nothing but a pastime of my bad karma. Our bad karma, because of which you did not remember us. So therefore we cannot accuse you of misbehavior. But still Krishna, you may overlook our priorities, but look at the face of Mother Yashoda, from whose eyes the continuous stream of Ganga and Yamuna of tears is falling, because of which a permanent mark is created on her face. Nagani apana dukh dekhi brajeshwari mukh braja janer hrudaya bidare. Kiba mar brajvasi kiba jiao brajayasi kena jiao dukh sohibare. Don't calculate my heartbreak. Nagani apana dukh dekhi brajeshwari mukh. Look at Yashoda Mai. Braja janer hridaya bidare. See how Brajavasi's hearts have been broken. Kiba mara Brajavasi. So I have a proposal for you. Either you kill the Brajavasis or you make the Brajavasis come alive. But the souls of the Brajavasis is not able to leave the bodies because there is a lock which is bolting that soul from leaving. And what is that lock? Your promise that I will come back. That promise that I will return is giving the hope, and that hope is acting as the bolt, because of which the soul is not leaving. So we are neither alive nor dead. So at least you declare, I am coming, and come. Or you declare, I am not coming, forget it. So we can peacefully die at least. Kiba mara brajavasi, kiba jiyao brajayasi. You revive us by coming, or by not coming, you allow us to die. But what is this in between? So in this way, the gopis pull Krishna from Kurukshetra and bring Krishna to Vrindavan. And this pastime is reflected in what is known as the Rath Yatra. So it is said that the ropes of the Rath Yatra, they represent the desperate condition which Radharani and the gopis are in. Because Radharani has lost all hope that Krishna will come. And in that situation, when you are attached to a particular person or a position and you are affected, then you are in your discrimination, your intelligence doesn't function. That is the time your friends come to your support. So therefore Radharani has lost all hope and she does not know what to do to bring Krishna there. So in that helpless state, the others step forward and help Krishna come. So Radharani is very, very compassionate upon those who are helping Krishna come from Kurukshetra to Vrindavan in a mood in which she can reciprocate and revive her relationship. So Radharani is compassion personified, but her compassion is at a crescendo, at a peak, when she is experiencing her greatest personal identity crisis. And in that crisis, when someone helps, her heart overflows like never before. So therefore, when anybody touches that rope of the Jagannath Rath Yatra, immediately his name, her name enters into the diary of Radharani. That they made their contribution to bring Krishna to Vrindavan. And so Radharani's kripa flows like nowhere else. And to illustrate this point of the fact that in Kali Yuga, where people are very choosy on return on investment, minimum investment, maximum return. How many of you like this idea? Right? So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu made his place of residence Jagannath Puri to underline this point. That if you want the grace of Radharani, the place where it is flowing the maximum is Jagannath Puri. And so Mahaprabhu made sure that his associates come every year for Rath Yatra, and in the Rath Yatra procession, this was the mood which Lord Chaitanya demonstrated. And so Srila Prabhupada was such a genius that he enabled this esoteric pastime to be played out in the streets across the world, and the most unqualified people with any kind of background could just get connected to the highest, most esoteric pastime without them knowing, thus creating the greatest Agyata Sukriti. That was his genius. That where is Braj pastime and where is the streets of New York, and you can't be telling them the Kurukshetra Leela. But they just think, oh, Jagannath, he looks cool. This is interesting, it's colorful. But they also touch, they also become, recipient of the grace. So that's the whole idea of why Lord Jagannath, the form of Jagannath, which manifests to represent the transformation of Krishna and Balram by remembering the love of the Brajavasis, the power of love. The only thing which can conquer the Lord is that pure, unalloyed desire to serve without selfishness, the desire to give pleasure to Krishna while going through pain oneself. So that's the theme behind Lord Jagannath's appearance. So we will continue again tomorrow morning from 10:30 and take this discussion further on Lord Jagannath's further pastimes and reciprocation with his devotees. Thank you all very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So please stay back.